is how crisp the lines are when you hold your stencil down. Here are all things that you will need to create your texture paste at home. The first is, of course, the putty. I had a 5 kg bag from a leftover project. Then you need some white glue, which is your fevicol. Then everybody is asking for a recipe, so I have a measuring jar, so we'll have the exact proportions today. And then you'll need some water and a little container to mix it all in. Eventually in the video I'm going to try and add some acrylic colors and see if we get a colored one. I usually like to have a container which can be closed and stored for a while, especially in summer. It can tend to dry up really quickly. So this is all that I'm using need. 1 cup of putty. Now let's get into it. And a 1/4 cup of white glue, the fevicol. And in the same 1/4 cup, I'm going to measure 1/4 water and keep it aside. Before I mix the water, I'm going to mix the putty and the glue. It'll form small lumps, which is okay. I'm adding little water at a time and incorporating that in. The steel water glass is just there for aesthetics. I have no idea why I didn't move it out of the frame. But yeah, you can see that slowly as I'm adding water, it's getting lumpy. I've added all of the water and I realized that that's the consistency that I want. So we have our recipe. It's 1 cup putty, 1/4 cup glue and 1/4 cup water. So just make sure that you mix the glue first and then slowly add the water. Some of the people may think that this is slightly thick for them, but this is perfect for what I have in mind. So if you think it's too thick, add a little more water. To test our texture paste, I have the stencil glued to the cardboard. And load the paste on the back of your palette knife and then slowly hold the stencil down and spread the texture paste across. I'm usually not this slow while applying texture paste because I just want it done, but here I'm really applying it slow because I'm shooting it for you to see what I do. I remove the excess with an empty blade, empty palette knife actually. You can see that it's all flush against the stencil. And the moment of truth. That is how crisp the lines are when you hold your stencil down. You can see that it's a raised stencil. For the next one, I'm going to add a little bit of acrylic paint. Now with paint, I cannot tell you the proportion. You will just have to add a little mix and see what color depth you need. So also when you're putting in the acrylic paint, it's going to be slightly more thinner. So if you see, it's a lot more malleable here. Again, on the other side, I have my stencil down and I'm doing the same thing, applying the texture paste. And this was a lot smoother, it was a lot thinner. I wasn't too impressed with the color though, but it looks really nice. That is how you get a colored texture paste. That's the original one, which I love. I think the contrast looks great. The colored one, if you can do a great color, I'm sure it'll look great too. Do you have a project in mind for texture paste? Let me know.